Yeah, let me at 3GD4LIFE in this bitch. I'm showing y'all the sign paper again. I'm gonna be showing y'all this shit. I'm gonna keep showing y'all this shit. Proving this bitch flat and showing you how they created and why they created, why they hate the sun, and why they gotta create the globe to be the truth. They got to have this to be the truth. To hide the divide. You got to hide you. That's the whole world job, to hide a Negro not to know. Man, this subtropical area, these tropical areas and subtropical areas is where the sun hangs at anyway, fool. And some Negro knowledge is common sense knowledge is saying that in the tropical area, that's where melanated people, that's where melanated people are located in ancient times before the fuckery. See, I told y'all melanated people built all those structures in those zones. And they came down from the steps of Eurasia, the steps of heaven, with the trickery dickery dog, and targeted all the earthworks that was built by melanated people. And that's why you ain't got no Negroes in those areas now, but the Negroes are responsible for building them. That's why they say working like a Hebrew slave. See, all of starting to make sense. But you gotta pick through this shit though. You gotta pick. Now you see the blue? See Antarctica on the bottom? Huh? I'm about to go. I'm about to goddamn jump off on my ice ring shit now. Cause with the concentric rings, I can understand that it might just be an ice ring, but I had to get off the ice ring shit. But you see, the polar regions, no sun. What is the angle? The angle of light hit them, the angle on the sun, they get is the twilight. I'm gonna show y'all these. I'm gonna go to this screenshot and do my thing. I just do my thing. I just gotta do my thing. I want y'all to know their angle. You ever heard somebody say, man, what's your angle, nigga? What the fuck you on, man? What the fuck is your angle? I'm gonna show y'all these motherfuckers' angle. This is 3.5. This Cancer and Capricorn, this Tiger, this type shit. I'm gonna show y'all. You see that? Everything getting some light on the sun's path across the land. See, it wasn't no earth cross. It was the sun's cross. Why they call it the sun cross? Because this is what the sun crosses the land. Get it? Get it? So the original circle gonna represent the sun. The dot represent the all-seeing eye, the seat of the souls. That's the I-N. That's what truth now keep talking about. That's the first symbol. He can find this symbol on all melanated structures. He find this symbol. That's the first symbol for an alphabet. And it was the sun. That's what they tell him. And God was our son. That's what they tell him. And that dot represents the all-seeing eye. That's what they tell you. And all of that is gonna come from them. And then you make the cross. You make the east and west. The two land masses first separated by the Atlantic Ocean, and then this is the path that the sun take across the earth. That's why it was a sun cross, then became the earth cross. And that's where we get north and south from, with the completion of the sun cross, aka the earth cross. See, this is ancient shit. Ancient ain't saying nothing about no planet. Ancient ain't saying nothing about no globe. I ain't found a chick. Ancient ain't said nothing like that though. You know? See, in the polar zone, how they come up with the pole, and it shows you how they created that pole. But we ain't gonna get into that. I'm just down through this shit and show you why your 46 and 47 is a nigga number for you niggas. See, because of the tropical zone, because the sun is the equator, because the sun is the motherfucking equalizer. Because the sun is all the polar zone. The sun stays below the horizon. They can't see the horizon. huh? Continuously for weeks or months during winter, causing total darkness in the subpolar zones. Winter days are extremely short, but the sun still rises above the horizon briefly every day. Huh? Yeah, these the people y'all listening to. These the people all give for what you got going on. These the people. If you ain't brought your ass back over here to this Western Plateau and claim this to be a flat plain, the Western Plateau to be paradise and be the land of abundance, and God's jewels, you got to choose. You got to tell you chose. You call chosen people. You birth in abundance. You know you his child. You the children of the sun. Y'all niggas is children of the motherfucking sun. I don't feel crazy. But I'm coughing upon my shit. I need y'all views. Somebody gonna get it one day. But I'm gonna leave this bitch out. I'm gonna leave this shit out for you. Solar heat loses temperature as atmospheric currents carry it towards high latitudes. Latitudes? Oh, the northern region of the mountain, it ain't no globe. Or just go latitude down. Cold polar winds rapidly cools the air along the way, preventing significant warmth reaching those regions. Man, these people had to migrate and find warmth. You think they like the sun? They want some heat. Then when the sun did heat their ass up and start getting their ass melanoma. I'm gonna show you their angle. Their angle is 23.5. See, that's how they receive sunlight. That's how they receive sunlight. That's how they created all this bullshit. They create all this bullshit. This they motherfucking angle. This they motherfucking angle. This is they motherfucking angle. 23.5. See, ain't no globe. See, we finna get back to the living perpendicular. We're gonna get back to it right here. Solar heat has what is the atmosphere currently toward high latitude cold. Okay, boom. I want that one right there. I want that right there. I can't get that. I mean, I can't get that. That ain't so right there. There it go. The Arctic and subarctic zones include northern Canada, Alaska, same landmass, Greenland, northern Scandinavia, and Siberia. See, indigenous people adapted these climates, included the Inuit, Yupik, Ulit, Sami, Nunets, the Choctaw, and what that shit say, whatever that shit say. These are the people that's gonna migrate and become Eurasian. Watch this. Thousands of years ago, ancient Barangenians crossed the Siberian into who was the Barangenians? Into the North America, into Siberia, into North America before migrating south. When they said North America, they ain't talking about the United States, bro. That's how I was able to get them to point out that shit I had to point out. So within North America, that's how I got them to point that shit out. North America is not the United States, bro. North America is considered to be goddamn Canada and all that shit. That's why you're in the belly of the beast. They hit you with the north. You ain't north, nothing. You the west. You the best. Because you the children of the sun. So when they say North America, they talking about Canada. Yeah, they actually talking about Canada and shit like that on the mountains of Alaska and Canada. That's what they talking about. They're not talking about the United States of America, bro. Even though they want to call it North America. No. That's belly of the beast type shit. We don't do that. No, we don't do that. The paleo Eskimo. Let's keep going. Solar heat. Let's keep going. Why keep doing it? I keep doing that. Indigenous people adapted these climate okay, thousands of years ago. I keep doing it. I'm gonna show you. These become the Eurasian. Solar heat is the atmospheric currents. I keep doing that. Get up there. The indigenous groups on the Siberian side of the region, such as that motherfucker right there. Classified as Eurasians because Northern Europe and Asia. These them folks. These them folks now. Don't let them diversify, goddamn, become a billion motherfuckers. These them folks now. These the Northerners. These the ones the sun don't give no light. That's controlling your light with a torch today and telling you what God say. Nah. The ones that put the melanated disc on the ground and then God to the earth so they can speak for and control the world. This is what's going on in this world, y'all. However, groups like that cross into North America, like the Inuit, why they don't want to be called Inuits no more? Nigga, Inuits make them the Eskimo, what I don't call Eskimos. Then y'all make it to the North Pole. Then y'all take Perry and that black man up there to the North Pole. Then y'all changed up so y'all ain't make it. And ain't nobody found that pole yet. I'm fed don't know I can go find this pole. I'm fed don't want to break this shit down and find this motherfucking pole up through there. I'm gonna keep busting their are classified as indigenous North Americans. And they ain't talking about the United States. The North shouldn't even be on the United States because we sit in the West. We in the land of abundance. We in the true holy land. Children of the sons, jewels of God. Children of the corn. But they try to make it sound slaved out to you. You're a child of the sun. And we studying the sun path over here. You know, we studying life over here. Because God inside this ring with us. We can see him in the physical, not the supernatural. The supernatural, you come from this angle. Let's see what they angle is. I'm trying to see what they angle is. What the fuck wrong with it? So that he goes to church as I keep going back to that same going around. I'm going right now, that's what I want. The sunlight hits, and know they the twilight zone. The sunlight hits at a shallow, low angle near the horizon, often between 0 and 23.5 above the ground. The 23.5 north is the tropic of Cancer. 23.5 south is the tropic of Capricorn. And this is the sun's original path. And this is where the sun like to hang out at. And melanated people. See? And so this is the angle that they receive sunlight. They don't get none. And by the time the heat get to them, the atmosphere up there that froze the goddamn sun rays before they can eat much. That's why they call it, that's why they so pale. They gets no melanin. They gets no light. They gets no love from God, from the sun. See how that work? Why you think melanin is so important to them? They got to figure out melanin to figure out how to survive under the sun, out of place. To come out of those mountains and take over this bitch, you gotta be able to survive in this bitch first. And they realize they can survive under that sun, work under those conditions until they start doing fuck shit to that sun, chemically and all kind of shit. Those UV rays. But anyway, they'll continue. That's their angle. So this your angle. This the angle that you receive translucent light. Cause you get no shine from God. And you around speaking for God right now through men of the religion that you created, sir. Sirs. And up on your bitch ass by myself. And up on your bitch ass by myself. Because the sun stays so low in the sky, it light hits the slant and spreads thinly over the massive area, causing most of it scatter and get lost in the atmosphere before reaching the ground. They gets no shine. This they angle. This these angels angle. These angles. Okay, let's keep going. Show y'all. We gonna bust it now. Insert online numerology. And circle, specifically those using gematria, assigning numeral values, numbers. Anyway, I asked them. I said, now is this what they call? That's why they said the nigga number is 46 and 47 because we're in that tropical area. Is this why they say niggas numbers is 46? Is this why Martin Lawrence motherfucking apartment number was 46? Jackie Robinson was a 46 and 47. Is this why they say these the niggas number, huh? What's your angle? I'm trying to see what they motherfucking angle is. Because they said my number's 46, 47. I'm a nigga there. Well, so I said, what you talking about? Explain it to me a little bit more. What numbers you talking about? Huh? So 23.5, 23.5, that's 46, 47 now. And so this why they saying that this is a nigga number, these subtropical areas that do it go that deep? Because these motherfuckers deep with this shit. They been sitting up in them synagogues and them goddamn mountains, hiding out, waiting to come down here and get on y'all motherfuckers. A nigga's number. Negro not is common. We ain't playing. I ain't. I'm ending up by my motherfucking self on these old following the sun path. I'm doing exactly the same thing every other astronomer has done for themselves. I'm just studying life. And I know life is in that sun. So I'm going to study the sun path. And we're going to get the sun back to the living. Ain't that right, little Mason? Yeah, you little Masons. Yeah, you little living perpendicular. No, Satan was raised in the crowd. That's why I got that for on Saturday. He was raised in the crowd. Raised from the dead level, which is horizontal. Then they raise you up, grab your hand, pull your ass up to the living perpendicular. The living perpendicular is a goddamn 90-degree angle. Ain't that right, Masonic motherfuckers? Yeah, we on y'all ass. We on all y'all ass. All y'all is in cahoots with this bullshit. So that he loses some. Keep doing this shit. We gonna do some right now. Man, I done said something now. I'm like, no, Solaris is not the scientific historical or descending Earth before it existed, before its axial tilt. Our magnetic poles were formed. Magnetic poles were formed. Who formed them? What magnetic poles were poles? Soul, Bill. Solarius. Soul. Not polar. Solar. Polar ain't shit. Polar is full of shit. Y'all need to stop listening to anything that come out that north and that motherfucking east. Cause we cheering at the sun, like, I'm trying to tell you what's going on. Divine, in divinity, you are a natural divine source of cosmic energy, nigga. Don't try to tell you. Anyway, before the polars were formed, magnetic poles were formed, because they don't exist. The sun got all the magnetism, gravity, whatever going on that bitch the sun do. The Earth's axial tilt and magnetic poles are fundamentally linked to how the planet formed billions of years ago rather than the separate state of existence prior to the specific event. So you mean to tell me these motherfuckers from the polar area can tell you goddamn when the Earth got here? They can come in and tell you 45 billion years ago, 4,500 billion gazillion years ago, and this sun been doing the same thing, taking the same path since the beginning, because he is the beginning. You're going to be here while you're here, before you get here, when you're gone. What was, what is, what always will be. No matter how you try to distort this truth, on fig, on bust your bitch ass up every time you play with this motherfucker. Tilt 23.5 tilt was established roughly 4.5 billion years ago during the formation of the solar system. The formation of the solar system, that's some shit. When Mars sees protoplanet collide with the Earth. I told y'all, Mars means connection of. Mars is red for a reason. It represents blood and war. These people are at war with the sun in real life. That's why that Japan red rising sun from no east, and that bitch don't sit in the east. That bitch sit in northeast. I'm gonna put because you ain't in the east, ho. You is not in the path of the sun, ho. You gotta make yourself be in the path of the sun, because this is your angle. This is y'all coming at 4 motherfucking years ago when it saw this music and hit what Mars, I told you, event known as the giant impact. See, the sun. That Remus and Romulus don't know how they created Rome. One no Rome to Remus and Romulus, the ones with titties, the ones who sucker from the wolf titties. They jumped the wall, killed his brother, and then they created this place called Rome off of Romulus. Huh? You dig what I'm saying? That's why they daddy named Mars. These motherfuckers. Because God ain't give no shine. Hell, I'll be mad too. I'll be mad too. But we gonna goddamn break these truthers down. We gonna break these truthers down because they coming from a fucked up ass angle here. Now I'm making shit up now. That up down. Right up down. Y'all like that. And put my shit up. Won't put my shit up. They won't. That shit up there. Let's see where I was at. We had made it on down that way. I got right here. I got right here. Pop that up there. Pop that up there. Why do you want me to pop that up there? There we go. Removing the Earth 23.5 axis tilt. Oh, so this your angle, huh? To tilt the Earth and make your perpendicular says a pole at the top of this bitch at this angle. Because this is how you receive the light. Because this is how you receive the light that you do get in the twilight zone. In the twilight zone. I basically play with the world long enough for the animated ass, Hollywood ass, camera effect ass, green screen ass animation. I'm up on you bitches. But I'm gonna fuck yourself down. See? Removing the Earth axis 23.5 tilt is not how the scenario or natural solar cycle works, but it explains how a simplified, tilt-free solar model or the equatorial sundial operates. So they say this kind of shadow was on a 23.5 line. But anyway, let's go. A solar clock, just your sundial, our solar clocks actually rely on the Earth. It relies on the north. It relies on the north. Wait, it relies on your angle. It relies on a 23.5 tilt. That's your angle. That's your angle. This ain't motherfucking the sun's angle. That's the angle you receive the sunlight. That's how God give it to you. Translucently. Atmospherically, you can't get no motherfucking heat, bitch. But we relies on this goddamn for the sundial and all this. You a motherfucking lie. You a motherfucking lie. See, everything y'all done gave the world is a motherfucking lie. And rotation of shadows, man, anyway. We gonna keep it pushing. Just showing y'all the hope. Yes, lines are surfaces that intersect at a 90-degree angle are perpendicular to one another. Huh? Do you understand that? Do you understand that? The same way I come to take that Draco constellation back. The Draco constellation is sitting at the 23.5 tilt at a tilted axis on no motherfucking globe, bitch. Anytime you play with that sun, bitch, I'm coming. Yo, we finna get deep now. Let go. We finna pop their ass on both a standard globe and a physical reality. There is no landmass at the North Pole. And in the mountains neither. They have no land. The sun crosses the lands. The equatorial areas are where the lands are located. Reason being, we have fruits and vegetables in abundance. Corn, cocaine, absinthe. What else you want? Everything you got, bitch, you got over here. Bronze, copper, gold, silver. Huh? Bitch? It's in reality. We ain't talking about that supernatural shit. We talking about reality right here. There is no land masses at the North Pole. Only floating ice. Floating ice, sea ice. To existence of directly around that central position in real life on the globe at 90 degrees north, the geographical North Pole. 90 degrees? How it's gonna be at 90 degrees? How it's gonna be at 90 degrees? You got to be tilted on 23.5. What's your angle? Man, what is your angle? Oh, it's real life. Oh, it's real life. Okay, real life. At 90 degrees, oh, the geographical North Pole, the Arctic Ocean, which is roughly 3,000, you know what I'm saying? At 90 degrees, that's straight, that's where we going. Because then we're gonna put the sun back. Why did it? I don't even find much of it is covered, shipped the pack. Like there is no solid ground, black rock, or continent. You ain't got no ground, no black rock. You trying to take 3% of the Earth's ocean. 97% of the ocean? No, that's 100%. You trying to take 3% and make an Arctic Ocean. So know what you doing. And my battery gone down, so I gotta hurry up. I gotta hurry up and get this in. If you remove the Earth tilt, the axis directional point straight relative Earth orbital plane is perpendicular to the ecliptic plane. The ecliptic plane is where the eclipse takes place. Oh, y'all don't want us to see that black disc inside that sun in the eclipse. You wanted to start it and say it's a ball of water, a shadow from moons and all that. No, it's the moon and the sun each other. Point blank period. And it revealed that melanated disc of existence is the hidden one behind the illumination in the sun rays. Reason you say you can't get to the Father but through the Son, because the Heavenly Father is the hidden one behind the illumination of the sun rays, the sunlight. He's the radiation in the concentric life range. That melanated disc that you hit to the ground as a motherfucking black rock, bitch. Yeah, I'm on that type shit. I'm on that type shit, because I'm on y'all ass. The ecliptic plane. So there's an ecliptic plane known as the North Ecliptic Pole. But you gonna pole it out right here too, right? You gonna make the eclipse a part of a pole. Y'all pole crazy. Ain't no poles, bitch. Ain't no poles. It's just your angle. It is your angle. Your angle consists of poles and fake gravity and fake poles and all this shit. That ain't how it works. The sun just follows his path. Every day. Why did? Located in the Draco constellation. In the constellation of Draco. So you done took the constellation of Draco from its ecliptic pole point that's living perpendicular. And you done tilted and got the motherfucker looking for some dumb shit over there, tilted out. You done tilt your head A's through like you gangsters. Bitch, that ain't no living perpendicular. There ain't no motherfucking 90 degrees. Bitch. Without the 23.5 tilt, true north, the North Celestial Pole will align directly with the North Ecliptic Pole rather than pointing towards Polarius. So Polarius, your pole, is your angle, 23.5. It'll be straight up in the air, like it's supposed to be. Don't the sun get directly over your head at noon every day? What the fuck was they talking about? Listen to this shit. The celestial equator will sit directly on the plane of the Earth orbit around the sun. That's what they do. Because the equator is an imaginary line that goes around a ball of water. That ain't the sun's path. The sun crosses the land. That's why there was a sun cross before there was an earth cross. That's why there was a sun cross before there was an earth cross. See how that works? Removing the earth. Watch this. Watch this. It's not how the solar natural cycle works, but it explains how they simplify. They simplify this shit, man. That's what everyone. Let's simplify this shit, man. Let's simplify it. You see what it say right now? The astronomical instrument explicitly build 23.5 inclination between the equator plane and the ecliptic plane. The equator plane and the ecliptic plane to demonstrate solstice, equinox, and seasonal changes. That's the Amarillo. That metal contraption with the goddamn horizon going around that bitch flatter than a motherfucker. They just made it a ring. So they know the horizon is flat as fuck. So they know this. Now watch this. Solar movement without tilt. The solar move how the sun move without the tilt. If the tilt were removed, the sun would trace the exact same path daily, rising due east, setting due west, and reaching its zenith, which means the highest point, directly over the equator every 12 hours. Huh? They put a little trigger in there right there. Huh? Nah, the moon gonna be there. And then the sun be there fool. Huh? What they had to try to put a little trigger on you. They telling you the sun path. I'm showing you the sun path. You know the sun path, son. Y'all know what's up. Okay, go from the earth over the ecliptic plane. The point said permanently on the Draco, permanently in Draco, and the earth had zero axis tilt. This will be our true sky pole. But it ain't no pole. But this is where they took it from. This is the alignment that they took. They took the Draco constellation from the sun and tilted it over there on their angle. That's what they done, y'all. North Central Pole, due to the Earth's 23.5 to our actual rotational axis currently points towards Polaris and Ursa Minor. On a tilt, no. Draco sit perpendicular. Y'all just heard it say it now. Over 25,772 years ago, the cycle of Earth was a wobble in the circle around the central point Draco, causing different stars to become the North Star. Anyway, I'm telling you that goddamn the Earth zero axis tilt at the axis aligned with the North ecliptic pole, the sun's daily path through the sky will be identical every single day of the year at any given location. It said here is the sun path without the function of a planet across the planet. Ain't no planet anyway. At the equator, the sun will rise due east, pass directly overhead through the zenith at noon, and set due west every day. Every day. In the middle of the sun will, y'all see this shit? In the middle of the sun will still rise due east and set due west, but at the maximum angle at noon will remain fixed at 90-degree latitude. It would never shift higher or lower. 90-degree latitude, lining up with the perpendicular of the Draco constellation that y'all done stole. In the black line, I this bitch ready for the wall with this dragon ass fuck boy. Bitch, I'm on this bitch with this whole ass shit. The pole, look at the poles, right? Look at the poles, dude. The sun would never rise or sit. Instead, it was skiing continuously along the horizon through a full 360-degree circle, remaining at a perpetual fixed twilight angle. A twilight angle, translucent. Them bitches in the twilight zone. Man, these bitches got y'all living in the twilight zone, man. Equal day and night. Every point on the earth would experience precisely 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness. Every 24 hours complete. Ain't that what we experience now? Ain't this this the real lineup? Ain't this the real lineup? Is they kidding me? Man, don't bust these hoes up like this time. Still right there somewhere around fixing none of the real latitude and shit. At the pole, and look at the pose. Look at the pose. Now look at this. She say, equal day and night. We just got there. Oh, let's go. Let's go. A twilight angle refers to solar elevation. The solar elevation angle are depression angle. They in depression. They in deep depression. This the word depression. These motherfuckers was in depression. Of the sun related to the horizon during twilight. Use the measurement sky brightly. I told you from 0 and 23.5. They already told you from 0 to 23.5. It's the angle. The twilight. 0 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 18. That's the twilight zone. So you telling me these bitches live in the twilight zone? Yes, during summer, high northern regions experience continuous midnight twilight because the sun stays just below the horizon all night, preventing complete darkness for these motherfucking animals, these beasts who you choose to let come down and kill every Negro they could or run them off them lands, eat their ass up, and build cathedrals out of their skulls and bones. Man, y'all can't see these people, y'all crazy. But we coming to get that Draco constellation back down through that. But that belongs to us. It's at perpendicular, it's ecliptic. 90 degrees. The sun at its highest point sits under Draco. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The sun at its highest point at noon sits underneath right there, lined up perpendicularly at the ecliptic, where the eclipse take place at. On the ecliptic plane, they say. Ain't no earth goddamn lining up with no more. Ain't no water ball up there, bro. There's these people angle to form their new world order, which you motherfuckers happily participate in. Yes, in astronomy, the twilight zone, also called the terminator, is the moving boundary on Earth where daylight transitions into night near the pole. In summer, this band lingers continuously, keeping the sky illuminated around the clock. These folks is the twilight zone in real life. They talk the northern lights. But they just can't look up there and see sunlight. Because the sun don't give them no light. Because they don't have any land. They had to come take the land from you, and in the process, they took the earthworks that were built by melanated people. So they took all the melanated civilization and claimed them to be their own cradles of civilization. I got some more screenshots I'm gonna show y'all too, from where the biblical text come from. They say it come out of Tales. Anytime they come out, they got the where they translated the writings to the Bible from little clay tablets and shit that was found in these mounds. They let you know that melanated mound builders from America went all over this bitch, because mounds are all over this bitch. But they want to call them tales, like Tel Aviv and all that shit. There ain't no motherfucking tales or mounds. And that's when you got the tablet with all writings on them. All writings are in stone and on tablets and shit. And you translated and transliterated and put your swag on our shit. And you couldn't live up to the standards of what you was reading on them tablets. So you had to come out with a way to wash all the northern sin away. Well, Jesus carried that 23.5 tilt cross with the weight of y'all sins and carry y'all burdens on his shoulders as he walked the path of the sun. He walked the path of the sun. Every time y'all play with that sun, I'm gonna bust y'all ass up. So in actuality, at the highest point when the sun, I seen a shooting star this morning, y'all. I actually seen a shooting star for myself this morning. I don't know why I seen it. I just so happened to be looking up at the right time, the right moment. That blue motherfucker shot through there so fast. I seen it this morning. I don't know why I seen it, but I seen it. I had to be just looking up at the stars. Man, it's a whole lot of stars. I look at all these goddamn stars. See? But anyway, When the sun gets to its highest point, that's the living perpendicular. It's right up under, it's sitting aligned up with the ecliptic. Draco constellation sits here, not over there at that tip where they try to manipulate you to believe. It sits at the highest point at noon at 12 o'clock. That is the living perpendicular. You understand that? Near the poles in summer. And okay, let's go. Now this is the path of the earth. You see that there are them lines in the middle of that bitch? If I swear that up, you'll see the Tropic of Capricorn in the, I'm talking about the dark area in the middle at 23.5. And you'll see the Tropic of Cancer at 23.5 north. That is the equatorial path. This is the path that the sun crosses the earth. This is the sun crossing. This is the sun cross. And then after the sun, we go and make love to the land. We know the truth now. The sun is very important because the sun is God, bro. And the ancients said that. The ancients ain't said that about no planet. My nigga, you come off that planet to the whole thing. You already the whole thing because I'm going to Pluto with your ass. I fuck with you because I know you divine, nigga. And I know you bring them with that truth. But we ain't on no planet, bro. The sun crossed before it was the earth crossed. Yeah, the earth is divine because of the natural light of the sun. That's what makes the earth divine. And produce divine crops. And come up out of the divine waters, which is 100% ocean water. Ain't no Arctic Ocean, nigga. Let's see if figures say the north gets nothing. Mother Earth contains the land, and this is how the sun goes across these lands. Look, all this, everything. Look, what's up? What's up? Boom. See, I just showed y'all when we first started. There gets no sun. Those are polar and subpolar areas. And it don't consist of the United States of a motherfucking America. It's the West. From the United States of America all the way down to goddamn the tip of South America, it's the Western Plateau. This the Western Plateau. This the path of the sun, how he crosses the earth. This the earth cross that they picked up, raised up off the ground at a 23.5 angles of God, get up on Jesus, get up on that motherfucker and carry the weight of their sins. A sinner, he can go against God, go against the sun, go against nature. That's the wrongdoing. Come with you motherfuckers. We don't need to goddamn sacrifice no fruit for no sin. That's what you call offering. Yeah, you're moving to the neighborhood, they gonna bring some a fruit basket and welcome you to the hood, nigga. We ain't showing them nowhere empty-handed, nigga. We got abundance and everything. But this your angle. Oh, this your little angle there. See, this your little angle. I'm gonna end it with this right here though. See what I'm talking about? Yes. Perpendicular is a recognized Masonic phrase. In ritual lecture, Masons are taught that they have been raised from the dead level, which is horizontal, to the living perpendicular. And that's where the sun sits at high noon, right up perpendicular with the constellation of Draco. And Draco is not a dragon. We're going to find out what the true meaning, because it's a serpent. And we have a serpent mound that's built for this constellation. It ain't got no horns, ain't no horn serpent. And he up, that's how you make it a dragon, putting them horns on it. Ain't no horns, nigga. Protected from the sun protects you. Can't talk past existence, nigga. Symbolizing moral elevation, spiritual resurrection, and upright standing in the craft. Fuck your craft. Fuck the craft of honor, raw. Fuck that.